what's interesting, it's almost like we have a great experimental test bed because we have an academic core and then we've got multiple community practices and we're all in the same infrastructure. And while I think I'm a neuroradiologist, but I like to think all of our community radiologists are a lot smarter than I am just because they're fearless. They'll read everything and they feel very good with it. They're all very well trained, but I wouldn't go near most of that stuff. But if it came to a point where I had to go read something outside of my narrow window, if I had a tool, because normally if I had to do that, I would find somebody to sit right with me and go over the case with me. To me, building a tool like this is akin to having. That's why we're calling it a companion, of course. I've got somebody with me that's got my back who will take me through the case. I may have enough cognitive ability to make a finding, but I might not be able to understand what it means and what the ramifications are. A tool like this could actually take me through the thought process and make me feel more comfortable about it. So yeah, I kind of agree. It would be helpful to everybody. It's not the kind of thing where you'd say, well, the academic core doesn't need something like this. Absolutely not, because everyone in academia is always looking up stuff as well. We want to know more information, even in our own space that we feel comfortable in. So to me, having it where I can actually pull that kind of information and not waste a whole lot of time doing it and just get the nuggets that I need is phenomenal.
Give us Yale's a similar environment, academic core, plus community. What are your thoughts, on that side?
I completely agree with Dr. Flanders. It's interesting to have these conversations as we're trying to implement these types of tools, where we have had the conversations with our academic core where they're like, we don't need that. We're the experts in this. And I go, but remember that we also have a group of community radiologists and a group of ED academic radiologists who read everything, every part of the body. And so these types of tools would, as a companion, are actually very helpful across the entire suite. I think that the way that my career has evolved, where I read emergency imaging as well as neuroimaging, really helps me to be able to see kind of beyond that core read versus generalist read conversation. We actually decided to deploy the impressions tool because our community group said that they wanted an impressions generator tool, and our academic group has greatly benefited from that. And we're trying that model again with the reporting tool, and that's going to evolve over time. But in general, I think overall, having this companion is going to ease our search. I have a netter sitting next to me on my workstation right here because I'm still opening books on a day-to-day basis, and so
Wow.
I'm a little old school in that regard. But so I think that it would be very useful to have these point-click solutions that would decrease that time.